Howdy, folks. Spencer here, and today I'll be taking a look at everything we know so far about the upcoming 14th anniversary event in Star Trek Online. As always, chapters are listed down below. The first thing I want to take a look at is when does all of this go live? So, if you're on PC, the anniversary event should be live on either January 23rd or 30th, and if you're on console, it'll be sometime in the first half of March. The anniversary giveaways that Cryptic does will likely be starting up in the week prior to the anniversary event on each platform. That's how it's been for the past couple of years. And most likely, it'll be a couple ship slots, a T5 ship coupon, and some other assorted upgrade tokens, and maybe a uniform. Now, for the anniversary bundle, that'll be going live on PC sometime in the middle of February. They always time the bundle to drop about halfway through the event, and the reason for that is to keep people engaged that might be starting to get burnt out at that point. So, middle of February for PC, and then sometime in the later half of March for those of you on console. And next up, I want to take a look at everything we know so far about the upcoming 14th anniversary event ship. This is the ship that you'll be able to earn for free by participating in the anniversary event. Now, we don't have any specifics on this ship yet. They will be doing the reveal stream for it about a month from now. But what we do know is that every developer that has seen it has said that it is one of the most beautiful ships that Cryptic has ever made. And Thomas has also stated that it's not the Harmony, the triangular ship that you see in the new story content. Some people a while back were thinking that it would be the Borg Assimilator, but that has since been introduced to the Infinity Lockbox, and with Cryptic making comments about it being a beautiful ship, like how could you look at the Borg Assimilator and think that's what they're talking about? So that's clearly not it, aside from it being in the lockbox now. But Thomas did go on Twitter and say that it is an entirely new design. And if you want any hints as to what it is, you can look at the previous anniversary ships. Now, with him saying ships there, that gives me the impression that it's probably going to be another Khitomer Alliance ship. And I'm curious to see what they do there, because those Khitomer Alliance ships, they mesh ship designs between the different factions. And I think it'd be really nice to see what a nice like Romulan Dominion ship could look like. So looking forward to seeing what that looks like about a month from now. I'd be curious to hear what type of designs you guys would like to see meshed together for these Khitomer Alliance ships. There's really a lot of potential with those designs. And the next thing I want to take a look at is where the game has been going with content over the past year. Because with Stowe, if you want to know what the future is going to look like, it's best to take a step back and see what has happened in the past year. And in the past year, we have seen Cryptic put quite a bit of effort into the Borg. We've seen them make a new variant of the Borg, the Mir Borg, which are a bit harder to fight than the traditional Borg. They still die in seconds, but on elite difficulty at least, they tend to stay alive a bit longer than the normal Borg because they do have access to hitting some abilities, which can cleanse some of our dots and debuffs off them. They've also put quite a bit of effort into remastering the Borg environments. Tumor Boy has done a very good job there. Some really nice changes to those ground maps. They've also went through and changed the Borg enemies and content so that when you do encounter a cube, it has more impact than it would have had prior to the incursion season. Basically, the way that they achieve this is that they introduced the assimilators into the game. The assimilators replaced Borg cubes in various TFOs and content, and the Borg cubes were moved up and took place of the Borg tac cubes. And we also saw that with the Guillotine TFO, that they were able to introduce a very high hit point Borg tac cube as the final boss, and again, has the access to abilities to help it stay alive longer and clear off our debuffs and dots. So the Guillotine final bosses there, the two tac cubes it spawns in, are actually quite interesting. They're still able to die quite quickly with a high DPS team, of course, but they are noticeably tankier than the Borg that you would traditionally encounter in the older Borg content. And next up, I want to take a look at some clips from some recent 10 forwards where they've done some announcements and teasers, but a couple highlights here. There's one new story mission, one new TFO, and a new lockbox coming with the anniversary event. We're also going to be getting the random elite TFO system with the anniversary, and they're going to be bringing in elite versions for some of the TFOs that have been missing an elite version. Not every queue is going to get an elite version, but hopefully most of them do. Now, the first clip here is from a 10 forward back on November 14th. This is when Kale was on with Jared Fisher, the executive producer for Stowe. And this clip here is about the upcoming TFO for the anniversary event.
We're very excited to put it out, obviously. We love our
TFO
storytelling
is
over here.
really interesting because
Yes.
it's different than it's not like, well, actually no, gameplay wise and story wise it's different from what we usually do. So I'm very
Yes.
excited for that.
Yes. Yeah, I am excited about that. I think it'll.
And there's a clip from the 10 forward that happened just last night on December 19th, in which Kale gave another hint as to what some of the anniversary theme is going to be.
Can I tease anything about the 14th anniversary bundle? Yeah. Um, there's 3 numbers involved.
There's 3 numbers involved, and the TFO is not quite like what we're used to seeing. If we put the pieces together, we know that they've spent the past year investing in Borg, making the Borg maps look better, and also trying to make the Borg not be such a joke in combat. They've demonstrated that they can make a Borg cube that can last more than a couple seconds, as seen in Guillotine Elite. And with Kale saying that the anniversary bundle and some of this upcoming content has relation to 3 numbers, and with the Borg also being involved here, that indicates that he's either talking about the battle for Sector 001 from First Contact, or most likely Wolf 359. Wolf 359 makes the most sense here, and with a TFO that would be different from most of the content we're used to nowadays, a battle recreation of Wolf 359 would be a bit different than the TFOs we've gotten in the past couple of years. They have done a battle recreation before with the Battle of the Binary Stars, but it's been a couple years now since they did that. So a battle recreation of Wolf 359 does sound like a possibility. It's not for sure, but I think everything that we've seen in the past year, alongside these statements that are being made, does sort of indicate that that might be what they're angling towards here. And if they're able to execute it well, I think a recreation of Wolf 359 would certainly inject quite a bit of energy into the community. And that leads into some predictions here for the anniversary bundle. Now, given that Borg, Wolf 359, and Mirror theme that's going on, I think it's pretty safe to say that this is going to be another bundle that is just full of Federation ships, unfortunately. And they've already stated that the layout for the 12th and 13th anniversary bundles has worked out very well for them, so I don't see them changing from that. I expect this 14th anniversary bundle to basically be the exact same setup as those prior bundles, and hopefully the cost should be the exact same. They might increase it by 500 to 1,000 Zen. They've been doing that a bit in the past couple of months, but hopefully they'll leave it at the same price as the prior bundles. So this will likely be a bundle consisting of 4 brand new C-Store ships, and if you don't want to buy the bundle, you'll be able to buy those 4 new ships individually for 3,000 Zen each, or with a T6 coupon. If you buy one, it will not reduce the cost of the bundle. They don't do any cost reduction stuff like that typically. And most likely it'll have 1 to 2 premium lockbox or promo ships available as an account-wide unlock if you purchase the entire bundle. Most likely it'll be just 1. Then for the fluff, it'll be a T6 coupon, probably 14 keys, 14 ultimate tech upgrades, a couple of ship slots, and some other fluff that, like I mentioned, you'll look at once and then completely forget about after not even an hour, probably a couple minutes, and you'll have completely forgotten about the fluff. Now, there will be an introductory sale of 25% when this bundle goes live, and if you're patient, just wait for the 35% bundle sale. You'll save a little bit of money there, but if you want it day one, you'll probably be looking at spending somewhere around $130 worth of Zen to pick it up. And heading over to the premium ship prediction here, I think it's just going to be a single premium ship. The 12th bundle only had one. The 13th bundle only had one initially as well, but it got bumped up to two because the first premium ship that they put in it was not that great. It was very poorly received. So they put the sticks in to incentivize us to actually pick the bundle up. So I think for a premium ship, Cryptic is going to be looking for something that is slightly dated and maybe not the best seller anymore, but would still have widespread appeal to incentivize as many people as possible to pick the bundle up. And given the theme here is largely surrounding what I believe is Wolf 359 and maybe a tie-in with some mirror stuff given the storyline, I think the top choice here is the Mirror Warship. In Wolf 359, there were multiple constitutions in action, and with the mirror connection in the storyline, I think the Mirror Warship, which is a mirror constitution, would be a pretty good fit. It doesn't have the most modern spec combo on it, but it is still a very capable ship. But more importantly, it has a lot of appeal because of the Starship trait, Terran Goodbye. That Starship trait is still meta for a lot of builds. It's up to 15% crit chance and 75 accuracy. So if Cryptic is looking for a ship that they could put in the bundle that would get a lot of people to instantly hit the buy button, I think the Mirror Warship would probably be the best pick for them. Now, the next ship here is the Sagan Command Cruiser. This is a promo ship. I think that the Sagan is fine. I think that the sticks that we got in the 13th bundle last year is a better ship, but it might be a ship that appeals to some people, but I do worry that it probably wouldn't appeal to a widespread audience. The Sagan Command Cruiser is from Season 2 of Star Trek Picard. It's like an updated version of the Stargazer line of ships, and Insto, it's a 4-4 platform that leans in towards the tank and torp playstyle. While it's a decent ship, it's not bad. It's also not like a DPS focused ship, and it would appeal to some people, but it certainly wouldn't have as much widespread appeal as that Mirror Warship. The Excelsior 2 is another lockbox ship, and the reason I have it here is because Wolf 359 saw plenty of Excelsiors in it. This does have a popular console on it still, but it might be too new and profitable to be part of a bundle like this. But I do think that that would be another ship that would be a good pick for this bundle. And the last premium ships that I have here are the California or the Parliament. Both of those are lockbox ships. They're both very similar. They have a dual Miracle Worker Bridge Officer combo on them. They're not the best ships. They're better now with isomags, but to me, these would be more of like a casual appeal. I'm sure there's plenty of you that would also like to have these on account-wide unlock. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't mind having the California on account-wide unlock, but I don't think it would be as popular as the Mirror Warship. But the other thing is, too, with the California or Parliament, while there's no direct information saying that they were in Wolf 359, in Lower Decks it was stated that the California class had been in use and service for quite a while, and that took place about 15 years after Wolf 359, and they were talking about some of the ships falling apart. So it wouldn't surprise me if Cryptic did want to put like the California or Parliament in as the premium option here. It wouldn't surprise me for them to also go in and in the recreation put one of those ships in there. But I mean, overall, I think the Mirror Warship is just simply the ship that makes the most sense here if Cryptic wants people to buy this bundle without thinking about hitting the buy button. And as for the 4 new C-Store ships, it's most likely going to be 4 ships that were notable in Wolf 359. I imagine they're going to have time period accurate skins, or what I think would be even more interesting is like some battle damage skins. That'd be something new for them to try, and I think that could end up being quite neat. And I think it would also make sense for them to focus on giving us ships that haven't had new versions released in the past couple of years. Like, I wouldn't want a new Miranda, but I know that they would probably give us a new Miranda because there was, of course, a Miranda in Wolf 359. But a New Orleans could be cool. The Ambassador did get a legendary version back with the 11th bundle, but I mean, that was 3 years ago, so maybe a new version of that or the Excelsior. Though the Excelsior did get the Excelsior 2 like a year or so back, so yeah, there's a few options there. The wiki lists several ships here, and there's plenty for them to pull from. So what I'd be curious to hear is what 4 ships from Wolf 359 would you guys want to see them go in and do C-Store versions of? And for the skins, I'm also curious, would people even be interested in battle damage skins? Like, I've seen stuff like that in other games. I do think that'd be something new and interesting for Cryptic to try out, but I don't know if they're going to do that. And to wrap things up, I do want to remind you guys that everything I'm saying in this video is my interpretation based on the information that I've seen so far. But if Cryptic is able to pull this off, I think Wolf 359 content would be extremely popular. That's one of the most iconic fights from the franchise. And if they manage to create something that is rather challenging, I think that is something that could draw some people back into the game, especially those that have been tired of all of the mirror content that we've seen in the past couple of years and have been frustrated at just how much of a joke the Borg have been in the game. So the only downside to the stuff that I've seen so far is the bundle. If it is Wolf 359, or even if it's Battle of Sector 001, in either case, it's basically another Fed-only bundle. And for those of you that like to play non-Federation faction ships, that is a bit underwhelming because that's now 3 anniversary bundles in a row where it was just Federation or Terran ships. So hopefully with future anniversary bundles, they can revisit the other factions, but unfortunately, it looks like that's not going to happen this year. Now, if you do want to pick this bundle up, I would highly recommend you take advantage of the winter sales that are going to be starting shortly after this video goes live. I think they'll be starting here on Wednesday, but if not, then they'll probably start here Thursday or Friday. Overall, I think that this is something positive for us to look forward to. The past couple of months especially have not been the most positive for the game, so having something positive to look forward to is beneficial for many of us. So that's going to be it for today. Again, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. See you guys around.